Stop prioritizing the fucking fetishes! What are you doing, dude? What is wrong with you? All I want to do is just break the barrels and actually access the health, but he refuses to do so because the soft lock on his melee and the guns is forcing him to prioritize the fetishes. This game is so dull. Stop! For God's sake, break the fucking barrels! Jesus Christ, dude. That's the worst soft lock design I've ever seen in a game by far. If you watch Dante's grenade launcher after Griffin roars, he lowers it a bit, so I like to use that as a reference point to know when I need to shoot him, so that I know he's out of the iframe period. Okay. That was a bit better than what I actually uploaded in that other part of the blind playthrough. Okay, so we just killed Griffin. Now we're gonna make our way over to Nightmare. I did make several recordings of me fighting Nightmare that I was originally going to use as part of the playthrough, but after fighting Nightmare again and realizing where I went wrong with dealing with him, I deleted those recordings instead. And a lot of people like to use Ifrit against Nightmare because it's pretty damaging against him. And you can also use certain moves like Rolling Blaze to counter certain attacks. There's one attack that Nightmare does where when you're at his side, he likes to hit you 3 times with these spikes, and you can actually redirect the spike back into him using Rolling Blaze, and it exposes his weak spot for a longer duration. And it tells you this in the file on him. Not with Rolling Blaze, but the fact that you can hit back those spikes and actually stun him. I don't have Rolling Blaze right now, so I won't get the chance to actually use it. But let me get rid of this plasma. There we go. Not too sure why the grenade launcher is not able to juggle enemies like with your other weapons. Ah, great. Goddamn shadow. Come on. He's gonna Devil Trigger. What's taking him so long? Do it already! What an annoying enemy. I really thought he was going to Devil Trigger right there, because of how lazily designed the shadows are. And with the amount of time you have to spend waiting for them to do the move that will allow you to critically injure them. So you have the option of letting Nightmare grab you so that you can then go into a Nightmare realm and fight one of the bosses that you encountered and do a lot of damage, but it's pretty pointless. And Phantom is especially annoying. I need to keep that charge at the start. That's actually important. Because trying to engage these dials is obnoxious because of the stupid soft lock. So you can pretty much get Nightmare to do nothing but 4 particular moves. Okay, but I need to wait. Yeah, it's gone. Now I need to charge it. See, I can at least take the time to charge up my Devil Gauge. Oh god, oh god! Should have seen that coming. Okay, so now I gotta get back here. Make sure you get very close to this before holding R1 so that he actually aims for it. See, plenty of time to charge up my Devil Gauge by doing this. You have a lot of control over what Nightmare does, depending on when you charge up these dials. I saw this coming. He likes to do this particular move every other time, so always assume every other time he's going to do it. But stand in front of him to get him to do this cannon attack, which will allow you to use Air Raid to damage it. And this is when people like to use Ifrit, but I haven't really had much success using Ifrit on Nightmare compared to other players. Yep. Again, always assume it's every other time. Keep charging your Devil Gauge. Be careful not to touch him as well. Sometimes he'll deal contact damage to you, and I don't really know why this happens. Wait. Now. He's disassembling. Oh, God! He almost caught me right there. And he only does that move when you're at his side or when he just chooses to do so, and it's very easy to avoid. I should have been remaining in front of him. Now. Stay in front of him. Here comes the move. One more try. Get in front of him. Here comes the move. Very simple. I died a couple of times on him when I was trying to record this fight for the playthrough. There were some poor designs, but a lot of it was kind of down to me, because, like, obviously you have to time when to hit these dials. It's just the number of times I'm trying to hit these dials, and Dante chooses to prioritize Nightmare instead is really obnoxious. And again, at the start of the fight, make sure these dials are charged, because the number of times I'm trying to charge them, and Nightmare is spawning those little creatures that affect your aim, and you can't hit these dials properly is so stupid. So he has that cannon move, which you saw. He has that side move with the 3 spikes, and then he also has this other ability when you're behind him to fire these missiles at you that you can actually redirect using your guns, but it's not really reliable and it doesn't do a lot of damage to him. And then you saw he uses those little orbs to fire projectiles at you. They don't do a lot of damage, and they can be easily avoided by just strafing. It's just you gotta be in the right position in order to do that. So yeah, it's not that bad of a fight, but the later encounters become even worse when you're fighting the camera, and he also gains access to additional moves. And apparently, the damage you do to Nightmare's orbs, it carries between boss fights, so like he will get full health, but the damage you've done to the orb is intact. So whenever the orbs are a certain color, they have more damage resistance, and red is the worst. So whenever the orbs are red, he has more damage resistance, but he still has full health. And Nightmare has, I believe, 3 orbs on his body, and he exposes them depending on whatever move he does. Yeah, very simple. And you have to go into the left one first, but you can go into the right one, and I guess, oh no, it doesn't trigger the chapter end, but there is an untouchable red over here. I might as well just be reserving all these red orbs for any potential items I might need. And you can hold multiple untouchables, it's just when you have one in your inventory, you can't buy an untouchable. You can only pick up another one, which is a bit unfortunate. Yeah, very simple.